Jeff Rowe from Two Hacks Garage, back in Mad Dog's Hack Shack. It's actually a really beautiful day outside. If you saw in the last video, what we did is my son and I, we fitted those pistons to the cylinder bores. They were coated from line-to-line coating. Really awesome stuff. And I said the next step is assembling pistons and rods. I went ahead and took care of one. And I tell you what, guys, this is one of those videos you can either love it or you can hate it. Yep, it's spiral locks. Those nice little springy things that you got to put in here to lock the piston and the pin and the rod all into place. There is specialty tools for it. However, I don't have them. I kind of made my own. And there is a process to this to make sure all your pistons are oriented correctly, which I showed you in another video on to make sure your rods based upon the fillets and based upon the radius of the rods inside and out, along with your piston of where it needs to be up and down is correct. So when you slam this together, it's all in the right orientation, not only to the cylinder heads, but also to the crankshaft. Anyway, that's neither here nor now. Real quick, guys, t-shirt of the day from Merchants of Speed is Jenkins Competition. Yep, good old grumpy Jenkins. You know that guy made over 680 horse on a 331 cubic inch small block? That's a really cool piece of history. But I tell you what, guys, we're going to get into this video, and I'm going to show you what kind of tools I'm working with, what we're doing, and how we do it. All right, so what are we working with here? We're working with the spiral locks. Yep, they're so much fun. You need to make sure when you buy your pistons to make sure what kind of lock it has. Some are spiral lock, some are like the C-clips and all that stuff. You need to make sure you're using the right ones. And in fact, on my piston spec sheet from Ross Racing, it calls for double locks. So there actually is two on each side. So it's twice the fun. Yeah, twice the fun. You heard that, twice the fun. But yeah, so if you look here, you can see them installed in there and in there. And like what I was talking about with the orientation, we're going to cover that in a second, just as a reminder. But what tools I'm working with here are I kind of made my own. You got these two picks, and what I did was, if you look closely, that one's flat like it should be, and that one right there, it's not one to focus, that is grooved on the end. Maybe you can go better of a shot. Anyway, it's grooved on the end, and that's going to come important here in a few seconds when I show you what we got going on. And in some cases, what you're going to need is just like a right angle pick. That comes in handy too. The other thing you're going to need is you're going to need a little bit of oil, and we're going to show you why here in a second with that. But yeah, that's what we are actually working with. Just some homemade tools, a pick, some oil, and the dreaded spiral locks. All right, just as a quick refresher, piston and rod orientation. If you look at these bores here, they're actually offset to the bores there. And the reason being is your crankshaft, which is right up there. It's the same way. And in fact, on your crankshaft, if you look right on the edges there, you can see that it's got a nice fine radius on each one. We call that a fillet. So in theory, what has to happen is quite simple, guys. When you're putting these in, you need to make sure that you have the radius correctly. So you see the big radius there, you see the small radius there. Well, the small radius goes towards the inner part of the crank. The large radius goes towards the fillet. And when the rods come together in the center, that's your rod side. So small radius is rod side. The big radius is the crank side, if you want to call it the fillet. And also, guys, what you need to make sure is the orientation of your pistons. You just can't slam them in. You see it's got the valve reliefs in there. Well, that's for when the cylinder heads are on there, the valves correlate with that. So I went ahead, like I showed you in a previous video, and I marked everything on here. Outside, which is outside the crank, everything's numbered. Inside, which is rod side, and then I went ahead and also marked all the pistons. So when I put these together, I know where they need to go. So when you get number 1 in there and number 2, they're the correct orientation, and you just go down the line. So with that, guys, it's a little refresher. We're going to show you how to do this. All right, so the first step, what I'm going to do is I went ahead and I got everything pretty much cleaned up pretty good. I'm going to take this here, and now that that's kind of clean and set aside, and what you want to do is you actually want to put before you put any pins in, you want to put 2 of your spiral locks in the groove over here. The reason you want to do that is so when you go to the other side, your pin doesn't fall all the way through, and it makes it a whole lot easier. So one of the first steps of what you do here is you take your spiral lock and you kind of spread it apart like that. So it's kind of like a spring at that point. You can see in that video right there. And what I'm going to do is not trip over my tripod. There's a groove in that cylinder right there, and that's where this lock's got to go. So like I said, there is a specialty tool for it. However, I don't have it, which, whatever, it is what it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it started in that groove. I got my nice pick tool here, and I'm just going to start getting that work down in there, kind of like this. I've done a few of these so I can kind of get it the way I want to. Yep. The first one's always the hardest, I will say that. So once you get it and you start winding it in that groove, you're going to just gently press that down in there and get your first clip set in there. You want to make sure it's in that groove. Sometimes you got to pop her back up, twist it down. You want to be gentle too, because this is, you're working with that ringland there, and you don't want to hit anything. So right there, you kind of see it's going in, and then I'm just going to gently get that down in there. That's where the little grooved end goes, just like that. So you want to make sure that's completely seated in there like that. And then I'm going to grab another one of these, my opinion, not a big fan, but they work great, Dreadful spiral locks. Kind of spring it apart like that. Nice little spring. And I'm going to go back in and do the same thing I just did. Just want to take your time, don't force it. Start getting that down in there. It does help if you kind of get that twisted a little bit. It's kind of hard to explain, but there we go. See how it's going in? I use that little pointed part on there. Start working it down. Just like that. Grab my little pick end. Bam, locked in place. So now I got both those locks in there. So here's the part where I talked about why I did that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of oil and I'm going to drop it right in there. And I am using it's a 50 weight with zinc. Just helps stick better, doesn't run all over. I'm just going to work that oil right in there. Same thing with this side. Get the oil worked around. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pen. I'm going to put a little oil on there. Nice clean pen. Get it on there. You can use assembly lube, whatever you prefer. Nice film of that oil. What I'm going to do is I am going to put that in there, kind of move it around so it's nice and smooth. Feels good. Now I'm going to take on that outer edge there, a little more oil. Let that run down. This is where you got to make sure your orientation is correct. All right, so I got the orientation right. I'm going to take my rod and I'm just going to slip that through like that, get it all the way pushed in. Make sure it's nice and smooth. And this is a point where you can add a little extra oil. You don't want anything seizing up. Get a little oil down in there like that. Let it drip down. Move it. Make sure it feels smooth. And that feels pretty good. Press your pin in, and here's where I'm going to show you a cool tool. All right, so here's a cool tool I got from Proform. It's a rod vise, and it's a non-marring rod vise, so it's not going to mess it up. This makes it a whole lot easier. So the side that I've already got my clips in is going to go down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this in here like this. Run this down. Get that clamped into place like that, and it's nice and held. Make sure your pin is down. And real quick, guys, if you look here on these, you can see where it's got the spread on there. Same thing with the spread on here too. When you're putting these in, you want to make sure you don't overlap them right there like that. It'd be too thick, so you do want to offset them. So now that we got the rod in the vise, it's actually a really, really cool tool. I like it. I've used that a lot. It comes in very, very, very handy. What I'm going to do is I am going to do the same thing I just did and not trip over my tripod. Get it spread apart like that. Start working it down in there. This is where the tools come in handy. Sometimes, guys, I will admit, you got to use two people if you haven't done this a lot. So I'm just going to start slipping that down in there, just like that. Get it clipped in place. Like I said, don't force it. Just push it in gently. You'll hear a snap right there. That one's in there. So I'm going to go on to my next one. Get it spread apart. I'm going to put that in there. It's kind of intricate work, especially if you don't do it all the time. It's kind of hard to explain it and film it all at the same time, but I hope it makes sense. Get that pushed in. There we go. There we have it. Both of them are in there. That's how you do it. Takes a little time, but I tell you what, these little homemade tools really did save me quite a bit of money. With that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take care of the rest of them. Well, there you have it, guys. We got it all done. Kenny and I worked as a team, going back and forth of installing the 2 rings first and handing them off and vice versa to get everything done. It's really not that bad. And you know what? The muscle memory of me doing this before came back and made it a whole lot easier. Some people think the spiral locks are dreaded, and in some cases they kind of are, but they're a much stronger option. Like I said, what you need to do is you need to refer to your piston sheet to make sure you know which locks you're using and how many. That is key. But yeah, you know what? The ProForm connecting rod vise really made things easier. And you know what? When we were working like that, we had some tunes on, just jamming out and having a really good time. Kenny and I worked as a team, and teamwork always makes the dream work. And it was pretty awesome. Got that all done. That's one step closer to getting this engine completed. Probably in the next video, what I'm going to do is install the piston rings, and I'm going to show you how to orient those correctly and also show you a tool that makes it a whole lot easier. I like my little gadget tools, if you've seen. So yeah, that's going to be the next steps. And after that, what we're going to do is we're going to install the crankshaft. We're going to set thrust on that and get everything going with that. So we can get those pistons in there, flip it over, install an oil pump, you know, all that fun stuff, and get this engine together. So until next time, guys, stay tuned and stay cool.